So, Netivot Shalom Torah. So we do the Sukkot from volume B, Kerech Bet. So, the source of Simcha, shaking off from this world. ולקחתי לכם ביום הראשון, right? So the verse in the Torah, I said what we're going to take on the first day, ושמחתם לפני השם אלוקיכם, and you will be happy, joyfully, in front of Hashem your God. He said the meaning of the verse is that the purpose of the mitzvah of taking the four minim, right, ארבעת המינים, is ושמחתם לפני השם אלוקיכם. It's to be happy in front of Hashem. And we need to understand how this mitzvah of ארבעת המינים, which is the essence, the inner essence of Chag Sukkot, is the purpose of enjoyment, and this is the time of our enjoyment. זמן שמחתנו, right? That's the only Chag that it said, ושמחת בחגיך, it was a זמן שמחתנו, right? The time of happiness, etc. עוד צריך בירור, we need also to explain and to understand. When our sages says שמשמחת בית השואבה היו שואבים רוח הקודש, that they will withdraw from the simcha of the בית השואבה, בית השואבה, it's like the house of pumps, right? They withdraw the water pump. So they were pumping not only water, but they were pumping Ruach HaKodesh, right? Lishov, right? Rivka, when she met Eliezer, he asked her to give him water, and she said, right, I will give you water, וגם אשאב לגמליך. So lishov, to a shova, it's like to soak, to draw water. He said, למה דווקא במצווה הזו, בשמחה הזו? Why specifically in this mitzvah of ארבעת המינים and Sukkot, and the simcha of the בית השואבה, they were elevated up to the madrega of Ruach HaKodesh. Right? Ruach HaKodesh means that you see from the beginning until the end of the world. No boundaries, no nothing. That's Ruach HaKodesh. You see everything. You see the plan. כן צריך בירור. We also need to understand the inner connection or the internal connection of the mitzvot that we were commanded in the Chag. Sitting in the sukkah, ארבעת המינים, pouring the water, the mistaber, which is, it looks like that all of these mitzvot are attached to the essence of the Chag. The same way, matzah, arba kosot, right, maror, karpas, everything is the essence of the Chag of Pesach. So here it's the essence of Chag Sukkot. Va'inyan. So the inyan here, that the level of simcha, he said, that you cannot achieve a true level of simcha only when he's shaking off from all the pleasure and all the matters of this world. Because where we are sinking in them, we are not satisfied. So it doesn't say here that you have to stop it, right? It just said that shaking off means that should not be your main goal or your desire. You still need to go to work and make a living and pay the bills and enjoy here and enjoy there. But if that's your main goal in life, then that's a problem. And you're sometimes doing it just to get, chill out or to clear your mind for a little bit, that's fine. But here we said that, yes, if you are attached to it totally, then you cannot get the level of simcha. Because you will never be going to be satisfied. What?
Yeah. When you say shaking off, say that, could you explain that again?
Yeah. Shaking off. You know the song? Shaking off. Right? You shake off. You get rid of it. Like when you do tashlich, you're shaking off your garment, right? Like metaphorically, or your pocket.
Oh.
So here, it's really that, yeah, you can go to a nice steakhouse, but that's not should be your achievement in life. Let's put it this way. And thinking about it the whole time, because you were never going to be satisfied with that. So he said, our sage says, "En adam yotze mizeh haolam v'chatzi tav," to say the person is not niftar from this world, and even half of desires he has it. He doesn't get the half of his desire, and he's never satisfied. Which means there is a part to the man's body. If you feed him, you're hungry. If you let him be hungry, you will be satisfied. If you understand the point. This is what our sage says. דבר קטן או לאדם, משביעו רעב, מרעיבו שבע. Right? So he said, in Masechet Sukkah, רק שמתנער מכל עיני עולם, but when you're shaking off this world matters, then you can achieve to the level of true simcha. According, and I bring now an analogy, a mashal, from the Baalei HaMusar. Said one king was very sick, and the doctor told him that the only medicine or cure is that he should be wearing a garment of a person that is constantly in a happiness state with no worries. Okay, so they started to search for such kind of a person that have no worries and all the time is in simcha, but they couldn't find. After lots of effort, finally they found a person, Adam Sameach Vetov Lev, good heart and very happy, that doesn't have any worries. And then he told him, I'm sorry, but I don't have any garments. Because if I had a garment or something to wear, so for sure I had some worries. What people thinking about my garment, how I look like, does it make me fat? Does the color match the napkin of my tablecloth, whatever. But because I have nothing, I'm always in happiness and I have nothing, so I don't have any worries. I mean, that's an analogy, right? But we understand the moral of it, right? Is that we shouldn't focus sometimes or all the time about things that are nonsense. He said, so כאמור, so indeed, you cannot achieve, אי אפשר להשיג את השמחה, כל עוד יש לאדם רצונות העולם הזה. So as long as the person have the desire of this world, he cannot achieve simcha. And therefore, Chag HaSukkot, this is the time of our happiness. We're starting to get the concept, right? Because Sukkot, you live in your house and you're living in some kind of a shack that is falling apart. And that's like shaking off this world, right? You're shaking off from your house and you're bringing it into the sukkah and you're supposed to live in the sukkah. And you're like mitboded, you are like in unity with Hashem inside the sukkah. And therefore, the mitzvah come only after the Yamim HaNoraim, after Rosh Hashanah and Yom HaKippurim. Because then a person, a Jew, can elevate and he can shake off more of the pleasure of this world. I don't know what about you, but I think most of the people, maybe, this is my feeling, if you really davening and you're screaming to Hashem and you really wants to be with Hashem, and you really wants forever forgiveness, usually I think the feeling at the end of Yom Kippur is like, I'm not hungry, I can continue. During Yom Kippur, maybe we're hungry, we're thirsty, but like when everything is over and you finish and the Tfilat Ne'ilah and everything, and when you're into it, then you said, I wanted to continue. I don't want to stop. So, and therefore, only after Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we can achieve that level of simcha. And if you don't feel that, force yourself to feel that. Really. Because he said in the Bet Avram, in the book Bet Avram, Yom Kippur, the day of Yom Kippur is atonement for the megusham blemishes, for the fat, thick blemishes, these type of sins. But that's Yom Kippur. But still, you have like this bad smell from the sins and the pleasure of the permissible things. Oy, oy. And therefore, the main work for us in Chag HaSukkot is to shake off from these things and to clean ourselves from that bad smell of the permissible thing. And these are the shaking off from this world. But to be happy with the Sukkah. So yes, we have to eat good food on Sukkot and drink good wine, because our sage said that en simcha ela bebasar veyain. But that's not the main desire. They are only tools to achieve the simcha of the Chag. And that's the main essence of Sukkot. Because it says, because Yom HaKippurim, the avoda, it's in the level of fear, of ira, right? Because we want Hashem to forgive us. And Irat Hashem is only on forbidden things, but not on the permissible thing that we exaggerated. We did too much. But the Sukkot is the level of love. Like the right hand, which is the chesed, the kindness will hug me. And that's the rule in the Midat Ahava. As it says in the Pri Haaretz, it's a book that every physical pleasure, it's like separating us from Hashem. And in order for us to achieve the level of love and to cleave to Hashem, we need to give up to these pleasures. And that's the main thing of Chag Sukkot. And therefore, we're going out from our houses, whoever is lucky to have a sukkah. And therefore, this time, this Chag is man simchתנו, it's time of the happiness, because then we can really achieve it. So it's like, it's a contradiction, right? Because you will assume if I will have a mansion and a Ferrari or whatever, you know, I will be happy. And here Hashem is telling you, no, you're happy with what you don't have. With this, we will be happy. And that's why? Because we don't have a worry. You know, if Chas v'chela there will be a storm and the sukkah will fall down, okay, so after the storm is passing, you gather the pieces back and you tie them, you use a hammer and nail, and it's back again, right? It's not like a house that really you need to spend millions to rebuild it. So he said, and that's the time that we can achieve the level of simcha. And it will be fulfilled according to Maran HaKadosh Mikovrin Zechuto Gan Elenu. He said, what a world full of light and sweetness to the one that are not sinking into it. And what a darkness world and bitter to the one that are sinking into it. And because of the mitzvah of Sukkah, we are mitnarim, we're shaking, and we are detaching ourselves from all the things that are related to this world. And therefore, we are very happy, and our happiness is full of light and sweetness. Same thing, I think, also in Chanukah. We feel so much happiness in Chanukah from what? From few candles. But the light of the candle, it's a spiritual thing. And that's the thing, that we don't need something really, you know, expensive to be happy with. And this is the inyan of the Arbat Aminim, which are the metaphorically, they look like the parts of the body. Right? We know that the etrog is the heart, the spine, right? And the eyes for the hadassim, and the lips for the aravot, right? So he said, and metaphorically in this Arbat Aminim, including all the roots of the pleasure of the person. What does it mean? We learn so many times. This is from Masechet Avot. Ayin roa, the eye see, the heart desire, and the spine is what connecting the body and the heart with the desire into the midat yesod, which is the third leg that we have, all the way up from the spine to the brain. This is how it works. That's the physics. And our mitzvah with this Arbat Aminim is to give this pleasure to Hashem. And that's the explanation for Velakachtem lachem b'yom rishon, that you took on the first day, right? For you, and you took this Arbat Aminim and you're shaking it. You're shaking off the Arbat Aminim, like you're shaking off the thing of this world and the desires. And you're giving everything to Hashem. And by that, you're achieving a level of simcha. וזהו גם עניין השמחה המופלגת, like the extra simcha that happened during the Bet HaShoeva. Because pouring the water, right, and water is the Torah, water is Ruach HaKodesh, right, water is kindness, it's chesed. It's like pouring the water and it's bringing you into real happiness. And this is what it says, Kol mi shelo ra'a simchat Bet HaShoeva, lo ra'a simcha me'alav. Said, a person that didn't see the simcha of Bet HaShoeva, that big party that they have, but again, a very holy party, he didn't see any simcha me'alav. And there are a description in the Mishnayot, in the Gemara, about old Rabbanim that were jumping, making flip-flop, and they could juggle, I don't know, torches of fire and everything. Like, it's not a circus. They did it. And I saw in my own eyes, there was a Rav, I don't remember his name, in a place called Or HaGanuz in Israel. It's in Har Meron. It's like a small little place, village, with a few hundred families. And we went over there for Simchat Torah. And that Rav was an old Rav, very white beard. I don't know if it was in his late 70s or 80s. And when he walked, two was supporting him from the side. But when he was dancing in the Simchat Torah, he made the flip. He jumped. It's like, he looked at him. He was like, suddenly he became like a young person. And when they finished dancing and everything, he was about to walk, the two guys was supporting him so he would not fall. Unbelievable. He said, if you didn't see the Simcha Bet HaShoeva, you didn't see happiness in your life. And therefore, the Torah determined, right, that the timing of this Simcha will be in the Chag Sukkot right after Yom Kippurim. When we cleanse ourselves and we purify ourselves from all the blemishes, because Hashem forgave us. If we are alive now, Hashem forgave us. We are clean slate. That's it. That's a fact. So the Torah put the Sukkot that we should be very happy that Hashem forgave us. And we just need to continue and not to to sin again. Right? And therefore we can achieve that higher level and shake off this world from us and bring that love to Hashem until we get to that level of Simcha. And according to that, we can explain from the Maran Bal Yesod Avodah Zichroto Yagenenu on the pasuk in Kohelet, Shlach lechmecha al pnei hamayim ki u'borov timtzeenu. So literally, it's like send your bread on the water because one day you will find it. Basically, it's something like I'll wash your hand, so you will wash my hand later on. I'll do something good, so something else good later will come to me. But he said, Shlach lachmecha, which is like bread, it's a chazal, it's a nickname for what our sages said, למה שכתוב חז"ל בפירוש הלחם, which is the food, the bread is the food. But also it says, it's like the desire of eating. Send that desire of eating on the water, right? Send it away from you, which is in this holy Chag. It's like on the water, right? Because we have the mitzvah of Nisuch HaMayim, pouring the water. And also now Hashem is like determined the quota for the water, Nidonim al HaMayim. Because in the other days, you will find, if you will send your desire away, you will purify yourself and you will send the desire. One day you will get the desire back. You will find Hashem, you will find the happiness. And we know that the Chagim is called Chag because Chag is something like which is going around and around, circles. Because the same time of Pesach is when we're celebrating time, and the same time now of Sukkot, which is right after Kippur, which is the Atonement Day, the Day of Forgiveness. So now it's the time of happiness. And that's the connection of Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, and Sukkot. They're all together. It's one bundle. And then if we're sending the desires on the water, when they're pouring the water, metaphorically, right, because we don't have it today, and that's the inyan of Nisuch HaMayim. It's like purifying us, purifying the level of love that we have, and sacrifice all our love to Hashem. And that's the inyan of the mitzvot of the Chag. And according to that, it will explain what he says in Torah Tavot, when it said, Isru Chag ba'avotim at karnot hamizbeach, right? Isru Chag, everybody here understand, it's the second day. But Isru, it's like tight. Chain the holiday in very strong ropes until you get to the karnot hamizbeach. It's like we want to chain the Chag. We don't want the Chag to end. So we do another day. This is the Isru Chag. Chained it to the horns of the altar of the Mizbeach. And he said, so the main essence of the Chag, it's not only in the enlightenment that we get and the spiritual achievement, but it's also that what we are connecting the light of the Chag itself, of the timing, in all of these things and the Gashmiut and things that we have, we still want to attach spiritualism into it. And he said it's a mashal, bring an analogy to the son of the king, that he got very friendly with criminals, and after that he wanted to go back to the king, to his father. So he went over there, but the king is not trusting him because I don't know. He went over there. He was a gang member. Now he came back. Maybe he will go back to the gang. Who knows? But the son feels that his father is not trusting him. So what did he do? He went back to the gang and he was mekarev them. He made them to make tshuva. So it tilted their heart to the king. And now the entire gang came back and they, as I said, subject themselves to the king. So the king saw what his son did, the revolution that he did, that the enemy of the king, because after all they were a gang, they were criminal, they become the lovers of the king, right? They love these people. So now he got the trust back. So he said, who are the enemies of the king? These are the desires and the pleasures. And very nuances is the permissible thing that we sometimes exaggerating when we're allowed to do it, but it shouldn't be. It's not good. But by shaking off these things, it's like we are sacrificing and we're like giving the enemies back to the king, or we are changing their heart to love Hashem. And this thing is most have the capability, the sgula, in a Chag Sukkot. And then we're purifying ourselves from the bad smell that we have from the permissible thing. Because again, right, we learned it so many times. We are not in a stage that we want to eat pig or to do something, cheeseburgers. We don't have that anymore. It's only the small, tiny little thing, thin like a hair, the permissible thing. And that's the main thing of Chag Sukkot, to be happy. And I learned something. I don't know if I told you that, but maybe we said yesterday, but Yosef Leb is here. So there is Melech Soleach ve'mochel, right? Forgiven, and I'm not sure how you translate the word mochel to English. Lisloach, to soleach is like a forgiveness, to forgive. But mochel, I'm not sure. So what does it mean? When Moshe went back to Har Sinai, right? Yom Kippur, he broke the luchot, he came down, right? The sin of the golden calf. And he went back to Hashem, and he was davening, right? And the 40 days, etc. And then Hashem told him, Salachti kidvarecha. I forgive you according to what you said. You can understand it in few ways. One, I forgive you accordingly. Well, what you ask me to forgive you, I forgive you. Another level is that the same way you ask for forgiveness, my forgiveness will be the same way. For example, if I hurt you, and I come and I said, yeah, I hurt you. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm in a hurry. I need to go. Bye. You forgive me? Forgive me? You feel that it's not coming from the heart. So you said, yeah, mochel lecha. But inside you said, no, I'm not forgiving you. Like, you're not serious. You're hurting me even more now. So that's another level. Hashem said, the same way you ask for forgiveness, I will forgive in the same way. Now, let's say that Hashem forgive. So you chas v'chalila, you can do something to someone, and you ask for his forgiveness, and he's saying, I forgive you, but we have nothing to do anymore together. I don't want to see your face. You walk in the street, move on to the other side of the sidewalk. Bye. But I forgive you. I don't hold grudge. I forgive you. Hashem, when he said he's forgive us, everybody was really depressed because they didn't know if Hashem was true, not that he was truly forgiving, but does he still wants to have us as the chosen nation? And then I learned a thing from Rabbi Bar Rosenblum and bring an analogy. He said, like, let's say you have a car. So air in the tire is a necessity. Gas in the tank is necessity, right? Battery is necessity. What's extra? You put a nice smelling tree in the car, coverage of on the seats, I don't know, a fox fur on the dashboard, cubes on the mirrors, right? These are the extras. So Hashem provides us the man and the water. These are the necessity, the food, bread and water. But when Hashem provides us the ananei kavod, the clouds, and the clouds were washing our clothing, the sukkah were expanding according to the size of the family, clothes were ironed. Like, these are the extras. So the ananei kavod and everything that we have during the Sukkot time, that's the indication that Hashem was not only forgive, but he also was mochel, that he still loves us. And that's why the main reason for us to be happy in Chag Sukkot. Thank you for listening. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. Have a great Yom Tov and Bezrat Hashem.